What is up, ballers? It is Impossible coming at you with that big brain knowledge about the map editor. In this episode of today's tips and tricks, we're going to be looking at how to make diagonal ramps, which is way more difficult than it looks like. So be sure to stay tuned to see how to do this here. This is just an example. I got these diagonal ramps right here, and then another one I want to put them is right here. So for example, this thing, I got the ramp here, I don't have one here. If I'm running from this way and I run up here, I get a little bit of a, got to step up there, it looks a little weird. Go from this way, no problem, because I got that ramp there. But if I just had if I just put the ramp block down like normal, this has got a flat edge on the top. I don't want that. I want to have it be all like looking like this. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's really not that difficult because I made a calculator on Desmos. So I'm gonna just walk you through how to do that. So let's say I want to have one that looks like this on this side, like this one here. I want it on here. Now obviously once I make one of these, like I have it in the editor, I can just press C to duplicate it, rotate it 90 degrees, and then put it here. However, the point of the video obviously is to show you how to make one of these from scratch. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, so what we want to look at here, this is the one we got here. So I'm just going to use this as an example because it's already made and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So this triangle here, we're looking at it like this. The left side here, the bottom here, that's one block, right? We can all see that. That's one block. And the right side, look at where my mouse is. Right side here, that's one block, right? And then how high up does it go? That's half a block. We can see that. And I'm just doing this. I'm just showing you this because it's an example, but the dimensions are the exact same here. So we look at it like this. We want this is one block here, and then just for simplicity's sake, I want to make it also one block here. Because that just makes sense to make the ramp, and then I want to go half a block high. So then that edge will be will coincide with this edge here, and this will just slope down nice and easy. So what we do, the left side, we said this is one block, right? Just go to left side length, put that in as 1. The right side, that's also one block. That's what we said before. We put that in as 1. And the height, how high is it? That's half a block. So the height we put in as 0.5. And then this will get you all of your stuff here. Oh, I put another point in. This gets you all your stuff here. The first, second, and third values. But keep watching because I'm going to show you. So what we just do, super simple. We put this ramp in here like this. And then there we are. That's plenty big. We could probably make this a bit smaller, but it's fine to just leave it like this. So what we do, super simple. First value we put in is 54.735 or 736. 54.7356. You probably don't have to put in as many numbers as that. The third value, I'll come back to the second value in just a second. We put in as 135. Now we want to do for the second value here, this thing. We're looking at it. We want to just rotate it about to what looks about right. So that looks like it's about. Let me move this around here. So like we're gonna put this in. I just want to make clear what we're doing here. We're gonna put this in about like that there. But we'll work on the position in a second. But it's basically looking like that. So we want to figure out. So what I just did is I spun it around so that it's resting about like this. Because what you want to do, you want to look at the rotation value here. And then move this slider around to see how close you can get here. Well, 45, that's close to 44. Because this depending on like whether it's like this orientation or whatever, this could be 4 different values. So you just want to kind of line it up and then pick the one that's closest. That's just the easiest way to explain it. Alright, so that's at 45 now. So this is actually all of this rotation stuff now that is done. That's super easy. Now the next part is we just got to line this up. So what we want to do, look where my mouse is here. we want to line up this vertex here, this corner of the block, with this corner here, this where these things intersect. So what we want to do is, usually I like to line the corner up with the wall right there. So I just move that a bit towards the wall. Now I see that lined up. Then I can line this up with that edge there. Then I can move this down. Just like that. Now the very last step is, and I know this is not a barrier block, you can change at any time, so don't worry about it. The very last step is you want to go into here and you want to drag on this here so that it lines up with the edge there. So how I'm going to do that actually is, I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way real quick. Move that down by about 2 blocks. Now I just want to make, see this is fine here, but then it gets a little wonky here. So I just want to drag this out here so that it lines up with that edge there. There we go. That looks about perfect. There we are. Simple as that. That is completely done. Now what we do is just put the stuff back that we moved out of the way. Move all this stuff back up. Boom. Easy as that. Now we get our thing that's perfectly in place there. And if you wanted to, you could kind of like zoom way in and get this positioned exactly right. But because of this thing is invisible, you'd never be able to tell. If it's something that's visible, you'd probably want to you could refine the position just a bit more carefully than I did there, you know. But that's just up to you. And then of course, like if I got this here, then I can just duplicate these, move them over. So then how about another example here? So let's say that I want to put like a ramp over here for some reason. So super simple. We go back to the calculator. So I want to put one in right here. We put this is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, right? So that's the left side is 4 blocks. The right side here is 3 blocks. But the right side is 3 blocks. The height is 0.25. That's just 1/4 of a block. We put that in there. Now, super simple. We put in the thing. Now for larger stuff like this, you want to grab this and make it a bit bigger. So this is already a 2x2. I'm gonna make it a 5x5, just because that should be large enough. That's just making it 3 blocks bigger on each side. Then what we do is we put it in the first value just like before. Calculator just gives it to us. You're welcome. Then we put the third value in, 126.87. And then once again for this second value, what you want to do is just rotate it until it looks about right. So that's pretty close to how we want it fitting in there, right? So we see that the gain on this is 0. So we use 36.87. There we are. Now all we want to do is grab this and we move it over here. Get that about aligned. I'm just looking, I just want to align this corner because it's already positioned right. You got to trust that that's already positioned correctly. I just want to align this corner with this corner here. Just align the top corners. So that's about to be completely honest, it is a little hard to tell sometimes where you're putting stuff, but that's just kind of how it goes. I mean, Just got to be careful on that positioning. There we are. That's about lined up there. And how we doing in the back to front category? That's pretty good. And we can make it go a bit lower. There we are. And we see that this thing is lined up very closely with the with these things here. To be honest, I probably could adjust this. Please work. Adjust this edge slightly. You can always adjust this front-facing edge here when you're doing stuff like this to get it exactly right. I think I need to move it in a bit more. That's a bit closer. Sometimes it really just does not move that fast. Or my bad, what am I doing? What you want to do is pull it out like this. I said to move it in. What you want to do is pull it out so that the edge of it lines up like right here. So that way that edge is lined up. This edge is also very close to lined up. The fact that this is just poking out very slightly here, we can adjust by just moving this down very slightly. That's all it takes. There we are. Perfect. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know that that's just what we did right there. That looks like it's exactly meant to be there. I know the grid lines don't line up. Don't point that out. But I'm talking about like how it's positioned, how the corners line up. That's perfect right there. And that last example just shows that sometimes you do have to play with it a little bit, because you notice the one important thing is that I did not adjust any of those rotation numbers. I had to adjust the position a bit, and I had to adjust a little bit of this front face to kind of line it up. But the rotation numbers were exactly correct. You want to put in so here's the steps. You want to put in your numbers, and you get the 3 rotation numbers. You put the rotation numbers in, never change that. Then what you want to do is you want to position it so that this corner, the top corner of the ramp, lines up with like the top corner of the whatever it's going into. And then what you want to do is drag this thing back and forth to resize it. That's your steps right there. Yeah, but this looks super good right here. Anyway, I know this video is a little bit long, 13 minutes, but trust me, it took longer than 13 minutes to figure this out. So the link to the calculator is in the description. So just trust me that if you want to be doing this, you gotta use that. You can't do it by hand. You can try, be my guest, but you can't do it by hand. You gotta do this here. But fortunately, it's super easy because your boy hit you up with that calculator there. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave any questions or comments in the comments. I will catch you later. Have a nice day, and thanks for watching.